Okay, so this is Cypher OX, and we're going to be doing a podcast with the Sabous team, Lako and Maze. Lako is the basically the manager of our group. I'm the IT of the group, and Maze is the art designer of the group.
Hello.
Hi.
So
So,
let's see.
what is the podcast?
The
Who
podcast
wants
is
to explain?
basically well, we were talking about aliens before, and I thought that was an interesting topic. And we were also talking about some computers. We were also talking about some social media. So we can probably pick from any of those topics, or just doesn't matter.
Yeah. Let's say we're gonna start with what Sabas actually is, or Sabus actually is.
Okay,
You
we
can
can do that.
pronounce it the way you want to. You can read the title, the channel name, and whatever. It's just all we're doing is we're making. Basically, you can also follow us by in our in our well basically pathway to making a social media, a new type of social media. And we're not going to entirely explain how it is because you're going to see in the end result, but basically what the podcast is going to be, you can talk to us directly, interfere with us.
We mostly use Discord, so I'm gonna have the Discord links. It's already on the YouTube channel, but you can. I'm gonna put in the description too, so you guys can join and talk to us basically. We're mostly on the
Mhm.
Sabas network. There's also the Netrix, but it's not as active as the Sabas.
Yeah, basically, we also have some other social media accounts where just because we're making a social media, we're not blocking others. Basically, you can watch watch and hear or listen to this podcast on probably everything from Spotify over SoundCloud, Podcaster, everything you can think of. Just look us up, YouTube and so on. We're gonna be there.
Yeah, so basically the idea is a type of social media platform that's mixed with Discord, so you can basically talk to other gamers and also technical stuff. Basically, it's a free platform. We wanted to be mixed more or less with Discord and Twitter. I think that was the idea, something like it.
Cypher, it's not good that you don't know what you're programming.
No, it's an idea. It's still pretty.
Yeah, we're still basically in the process of working this out. So, how was everyone's day until?
I woke up in a hurry to have a conference.
Yeah, I woke up about 2 minutes before the conference had to start.
Yeah, basically, what you need to know is we're recording this on a Sunday, and we're still actually in the Sunday conference room that we have on the Sabbath Discord server that you can also talk to us and interact with us. Probably, maybe even during a podcast. Let's see how this turns out to be. But basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna interchange in between members of the team too. We basically have about 9 or 7 something about that members at the moment, and we're all working together on this nice and big project. So it's gonna be a long way, but we're gonna reach.
Yeah, and
So
that
and one thing that's important is we're doing it in German, Spanish slash Catalan, and English. So you can also watch it in your favorite language. We're maybe gonna also expand to other languages and slangs, but let's see where this just leaves us.
so of course in the thumbnail the video is in English, but since we're in the conference room, someone could just come in and they'll start speaking in German.
Yeah,
There
that's a
is a chance.
possibility.
There is that chance. So let's kick it off with a topic besides Sabbath. We've already kind of explained a little bit about Sabbath, so you guys can come to the Discord and talk to us. Just if that wasn't clear enough.
Yeah. So what topic are we gonna kick it off with?
Aliens.
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 Opinions, guys. Opinions on aliens. Who wants to start?
I believe in aliens.
I believe in aliens too. Well, alien life.
I believe in aliens more than Jesus.
I believe in aliens in terms of aliens being than Jesus. I'm believing in aliens in the terms of it being like we us having like another life outside of our planet and out of our solar system, but not exactly smarter or more stupid than or yeah, more stupid than us. We don't know how far they are developed, nor if they're actually human alike, and they actually have the same stuff, like living in the same like years as humans. Like we approximately become like 80 till 90 years old or 100 years old, but maybe they become like 10, 20, 15, or like even 1,000 years old. We don't know that. So
I
I
think
think
that'd be interesting.
there is some other life, but I don't think it's very similar to ours.
Yeah, I think it would be. I, I, I guess they would be something like humanoid, but I still think that's a really far-fetched guess with like very limited knowledge.
I am not sure if they're gonna be like humans or humanoid, because well, we as humans we always mirror ourselves to something that we don't know.
You also have to understand that almost every animal on this planet has the characteristics that we have. They have two eyes, they have a nose, they have facial features, and to see something that doesn't have any of that would be, of course, very bizarre. But I would imagine that
Would be disturbing.
it would be. But of course, there's also things that look human that get to the disturbing level. There is a disturbing level of when things look like a human, where it's like,
Sorry,
okay,
I had to
that
cough.
looks like it's playfully looking like a human. And there's something that's like really close, like the what is it? That one artificial intelligent bot that's now a citizen of Saudi Arabia. That thing looks too much like a human.
Damn.
Um, oh, now that you say that, we could talk about drones and military drones once.
I kind of want to stay on aliens and maybe
Okay, yeah, we
AI.
can.
So
Yeah,
I
let's.
I don't know enough about drones and such to join in on the station.
probably
Okay,
stick
no
with
problem, no
aliens.
problem. So just so you don't wonder, we will always have one that is going to research the topics and going to discuss the topics with others. Just so you know that one person will always organize what topics there are.
Yeah, so we needed
Okay,
to
I
write
would
all
say
this.
maybe we can talk about the weird conspiracy of Area 51 if we're already into aliens, and maybe also alien technology,
Oh god.
if there is any.
All I know is that you can't even show a camera at Area 51.
All I know is like there were times when you couldn't even go there, and like,
I
can
still
you
think you
even like?
can't go there. I still think that's a military area that you just.
I know that it's blanked out on Google Maps, like that space is actually like you can't see anything from above.
Yeah,
They
there's a lot of security there, and I everyone says that there's a lot of things to do with Alien. Can it just be just research in general for military
I think
research?
that like I think one thing why that would be there is like also weapon testing. Like they need to test like normal weapons like tanks and shit like
Where did they
similar.
test the atom bomb again? The
The
first
atom
one.
bomb. They test it on Hiroshima or something?
No, 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 no. They did the experimental test with the miniature nukes, which wasn't, of course, nearly as powerful as what they wanted for Hiroshima. And they basically tested it in a certain blast area. There's nothing but a bunker, a couple of houses and cars for testing, and they just tried it out and see
Oh yeah,
how much damage it would do.
these typical like dummy houses that you see in some movies where like there's nothing there but just testing
Yeah, they
areas.
got really special cameras for that, so they could shoot it from a distance.
Wow.
And
I just found an article about area.
no, you just cut out from Discord.
Yeah.
What?
You just cut
You
out
just
from
cut out
Discord.
for us.
Oh, I just found an article about area.
Wow.
You're still cutting out.
I think they did it on purpose so you can't say it.
Seriously, I.
Okay, so you found an article about Area 51.
You cut out too. He
Okay,
cut
so
out too.
so Discord cuts that out.
They don't want you to hear Area 50.
So they don't want you to talk about AREA space 51.
Okay, that kind of works.
Oh,
Can
that
hold
worked.
on? I'm gonna try to say it again. Area 51.
Almost. That
You
almost got
cut out
away.
again.
You
Why
cut
don't
it
you
you
guys try it?
you cut out a
Area
bit, but it
51.
was enough so you could hear like the first and the last part so you could understand it.
I found an article about Area 51.
Yes,
It's
you can
because you
say
have a
it.
soft voice, okay? That one snuck under the radar.
Why don't you try it again, Cypher?
They found an article on Area 51.
Okay,
Okay,
now
that
you
would
can
work.
say. So I found an article Area 51.
That worked.
Again?
That worked.
Area cut away. It was
Area
like
51.
God fucking damn it. They're on to me. They're on to me. No, I found an article about it that Google Maps apparently proves that there is a UFO in there.
what? Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah,
wait,
I
wait.
I saw this one video about them saying that they were these two fighters that were following a UFO, and if you actually looked closely at the heat signatures, you could tell that it was just another jet that they were following,
Mhm.
and they were just going in a circle.
Oh, hold on. The real story
By the way,
behind.
you like the all the people watching. You can also submit some things we should talk about. So maybe we can talk about it. So yeah.
It can, well, for Leico and me, it would probably be about computer topics, basically stuff about technology. And the general podcast would just be about, what we're talking about now, either aliens or other different topics that are going on.
Aliens. It's like
Give
going to be
us
first podcast aliens, second
give us a
podcast
Donald
aliens.
Trump podcast.
I don't like Donald Trump.
Oh, come on. How do you not like the Donald?
I do not.
Okay, apparently when you like on Google Maps you type in Groom Lake, which is a lake that is pretty like close to Area 51.
Is that gone too?
No, no, the lake. You can see the lake, and then apparently if you scroll down, you can find like testing areas and some like flight starting things, like where planes
Seriously?
can start. Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
apparently.
Hold on, I'm gonna. Oh, okay, I got the lake.
Okay, I have the question. Do you guys believe in the whole dissecting the little gray men at Area 51?
No, I
That
don't
looks so
believe in the.
fake.
My problem is I don't believe in the fact that they're just these great typical things.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
so
believe that
simple,
they're.
isn't it? It's like, I don't think, and they're short.
No, I
What
don't
the
think they
fuck?
are dissecting them. I think the first thing the military would do is check out how cool they are and check out like if they could do damage. Like I think they would like literally provoke them to do some attacks and look if they're actually damaging to the humankind
Oh, so
or if
you're
they're just like
thinking,
friendly.
you're thinking
I
like a
would
District 9 approach, right?
Yeah, like imagine they would put them on the dissecting table or try to kill them to dissect them. Then imagine like they just start like some weird attack or something with like a third arm or whatever that could kill everyone. Like I think the military is like intelligent enough to test what they can do first.
Okay,
Like
so you think they would actually just, well, yeah, they would test them to see what abilities they had. Like maybe they had, the whole PK thing that
yeah,
everyone
do
thinks
you
that they have.
guys did you guys watch the movie Life?
No, I didn't.
I don't think I did.
That was an interesting movie that you should come back to. It's basically about like a super intelligent, like small little sloppy looking like alien. But it basically was as intelligent to actually travel from a space station where they should test what it can do and grow itself by basically feeding on like the people in there and the stuff that was there, like to feed on, and electricity that just managed to kind of travel to Earth.
Wait, is this the movie with Ryan Reynolds?
I have no clue. I have no clue who Ryan Reynolds is.
Deadpool.
Isn't that the guy who plays Deadpool?
Is he in the movie?
Wait, let me see.
Type in life movie. You'll see
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Um, Wait. That is the movie.
Oh, nee, I think it's Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, it is. And Ryan Reynolds is
Yeah,
in there
yeah, yeah,
too.
it is. Oh yeah, it is Ryan Reynolds, Rebecca. What?
Ferguson.
Yeah,
Ferguson. And Jake, whatever the fuck, can't
Jake
I can't read that.
Gyllenhaal.
yeah. It's basically
Gyllenhaal.
just it says like on this one picture, just careful research.
Oh, it actually looks like it has pretty good effects. It almost looks like Alien.
Yeah, no, the movie was pretty good. Like I must admit, like I didn't think it was that good, like in the beginning, but the way they did the alien, the way that they designed it was quite good.
I don't care what anyone says. The alien from the movie Alien is the best. I think that is
It,
like the
I
most
think
legit
I think
alien.
no, the fact that I love is like how like the designer H.R. Geiger was like and like he actually managed it to research psychology, and he actually took psychologists to design that thing and to actually look what is the most scary thing I can put down there.
Oh no, and he got really detailed into it. He said like, just think of all the most like hardest shit that you would ever have to fight if it came to an alien. And it was like, give it fucking acidic blood and give it a tail that
Huh.
can attack you and shit.
Yucky.
But it's honestly, I think that has to be the most impressive alien I've ever seen. Really.
I have a book
From
with
you mean
gothic art.
the alien from Alien, or
Yeah, that species is fucking crazy.
like the alien in the movie, like from to kind of there
Yeah.
in like seconds, and then it becomes this at the end, more or less.
Oh, isn't that the? Oh, I think I saw the trailer for that movie. That's an ugly movie.
Like it's very similar to Alien just because it has a rapid growth effect.
Yeah, yeah, it does. That is true though. I must admit it is like one of, but I think that's one of the things that humankind, when talking about like dangerous aliens that you're scared of, I think that's one of the alien characteristics that humans are most scared about, like the aliens actually reproducing quickly and just overrunning the humankind.
Well, have you seen oh god, you have to have seen this movie. War of the Worlds?
I don't
Damn,
know actually.
that is a
I
fucking
don't
good one.
I
know.
The
don't
one
think
It's
I
good to
have.
be.
with the walkers. Okay, I'll just find a picture. That is a really amazing movie. If you like aliens and alien invasions, that is like the best movie.
Um, Walkers for someone who watches that means different.
Or no, they're called pods or something.
Oh,
But
I
the
actually like like I don't actually like these typical like world destruction movies.
oh come on,
But but I just know the only one I liked that I watched ever was like, wait, how
it's this image. It's the War of the Worlds
actually
one.
so
I think wait,
looks like something that came from the mist.
yeah.
No, they were in the ground. The story is that the pods were already put
No, but
on Earth
have you
many
seen
years
the
ago.
series or
What?
the
The-
mist?
no, I haven't seen The Mist.
Yeah, it's I think it's categorized as
You cut out.
You cut out.
again
Yes.
for crying out loud.
It's also Discord. That's the thing. We want to eventually put a kind of
Discord is just working together with Area 50.
Yeah,
uh,
the only movie I liked, like in
just cut
terms
out.
of like world destruction, was The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, I can't watch
Oh no,
those
the day
kinds of
after
movies.
tomorrow doesn't even touch War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds is literally what a genocide would look like for uh if an alien race came to destroy and take everything. That's
I
what
can't
War of the
watch
Worlds
those
is
movies.
about.
They make me panic.
Oh no, it's fucking good effects.
Ah,
It's
no.
like a
Well,
2 hour
it's
movie or
good
something
effects,
crazy.
but it's good effects, but it's like I literally always have the feeling afterwards, like, huh, I just watched one of the possible ways the human race can die out.
No, but and
And
at the end of
apparently,
the
War
day,
of the Worlds, when I Google it, it appears to be really old.
no, no. Oh wait, you're talking. Okay, so there's two War of the Worlds. Okay, so there's the one that you'll see that looks really retro. That is when they had the radio program, because that was a real program, where they would
I
actually
see it
act.
from 1950.
Yeah, they would act that there was an alien invasion going on. So some people actually took it for real, and they actually killed themselves because they thought that the radio broadcast was for real, even though they would every couple of minutes say that this isn't real, this is just a program that we're doing, and people actually thought it was real, and they actually killed themselves because they thought they're like, oh shit, we're actually getting invaded by aliens.
Why didn't they go on like
What the
another news channel and checked it out? Like,
Keep in mind that they don't have internet; they didn't have that much access. I know they had
and
TVs at the
no,
time,
but
but
look, they could no, they could have changed. just the radio frequency to like another local channel, and
But
just like it would have like they would have realized.
People
yeah,
are
but
kind of
they
dumb.
they okay, but okay, well, people are stupid sometimes, and they took it for real. Anyways, when they made the movie, the actual movie with Tom Cruise. Okay, Tom Cruise is actually really good in that movie. That's like one of the only movies where I'm like, okay, that was really impressive.
Oh, I
Where
see it. It's from 2005, right?
yeah, and for 2005, the effects were fucking amazing. They did a really good job.
Okay, I think I found it.
But how they depicted they took the radio broadcast and all the things that they were describing and they put that in the movie.
Okay, that is pretty hard though to do, isn't it?
No, that was really hard because they took, I think it's something crazy like 50 hours or 100 hours of radio broadcasts and they just researched it and they put all the effects into it.
God damn it. Did they also include the radio podcast like broadcast as
No,
like
they
a
should have. They should have put that in there. I think they
like
just
as like a side, like in the background you could have had that at one point, like when the family kitchen or something, you could have had that.
no, but they had things like, for example, uh, like I think in the broadcast they said that they had EMPs. They had something like an EMP so they people couldn't communicate, and they actually did that for all the cell phones and all kinds of stuff in the movie. So they
There's
actually made it so you couldn't hear anything.
one interesting thing that just jumps to my mind when we're talking about aliens is there is a Steam game that's like still in production called Scorn.
Scorn.
The interesting thing about that is they use like these effects from H.R. Geiger with like the with the mechanical stuff looking biological, and they actually made your guns like actually move, and your guns are actually alive in that shooter.
Wow.
Your guns are like actually like more or less living aliens.
I think I remember another. Oh, you know what that was in? That was in Crisis. I think Crisis they had the alien technology almost looked like aliens they were using for the rifles and stuff. Something similar.
Look, that is one example.
Well, what is it called again?
Scorn.
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 that looks so detailed.
Part one of two. Shit.
Yeah, and you actually look more or less like a Titan, Attack on Titan.
Wow.
You do.
No, but this is actually it just freaked me out because it looks so detailed and bloody and yeah.
I know, I know.
And I like that.
I
When
like it.
something can have that effect on me, I know it's gonna be good.
I again when I love horror games, so horror games are really they're just so
Like
detailed.
this could actually be like a good game for you too, Cypher.
Oh yes,
But
I would
I'm
probably do a
definitely
gameplay.
I'm really waiting for that game
It's coming out this
still
year,
because
right?
yeah, widely, but I think it's gonna be great because like these effects that H.R. Geiger did, those are really like I love those
But it's all
because it's
moving
just
and oh, that's
yeah,
crazy.
like the walls are alive. That is so interesting
I
because
also
it's like
wanted to
it's
play
not
the
yeah,
Hell game, the game that's like you're supposed to be in hell.
hell game. How's it
Oh,
called? Do you know how it's called?
Oh, I don't know, but all I know is that it's like really fucking realistic. If you wanted to like the biblical understanding of hell, that's how insane it is. Oh yeah, those effects are pretty good. I'm gonna put these
I think I
images
saw
up
something.
in the podcast later when I do the editing. Oh, my quality is going to shit.
As that
Okay, so some of the audio difficulties from Discord.
Oh, has anyone seen the movie Annihilate?
Annihilation.
you
Oh
cut
shit.
out again.
I
No,
keep
the
cutting out.
voice quality is going to shit
Annihilate.
here.
Annihilation?
Yeah, has anyone seen that movie? It's with Natalie Portman.
Annihilation. I've seen a lot of movies, but I can't remember all of them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a newer one, I think. Hold on, let me just.
Annihilation movie.
I'm just gonna
Annihilation.
It has
It's
a
from
really
this year.
weird ending.
Oh look, there's even a site. Wait,
Oh, it's with what's her face, uh,
Natalie
from
Portman.
yeah.
there's even a site, https scorngame.com.
Oh, he's still on about scorn.
He's
Yeah,
on
no,
about scoring.
I'm really I really like I can't wait for that game. I'm gonna be honest. Because I think that game is gonna be great, like as soon as it's out. I know that there's been some I'm not into that game that much like normally, but I think that this game, like the art style, is gonna be great just because the demos already look that great.
Hmm.
So
Okay, I'm still trying to
I
look for
think
that
it's
game
gonna be
about
great.
hell. That's really good.
Wait, I'm also trying to like Hell Game
Put Hell Game
games about
PC.
Agony.
Is it called Agony?
I found something called Agony.
That could be it.
Agony game.
Yes, that's the game. That is fucking awesome. So the
It
walls
shows a
are
picture.
like the walls are actually made of people and shit, and there are like demons that you have to like avoid. It's just amazing. It's really amazing art. But it's also, it'll push your limits for haunted games or for horror games because it is a lot.
Oh, but it looks really bloody.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of detail because
Oh, it
they
looks so
take
good.
they take a lot of details from the actual biblical understanding of like the different layers of hell. So it's like really
Oh
detailed,
god,
Wow.
this looks cool.
but it gets
But
into
I
like
think
a
that
lot of
this I
details.
think that this game will actually be blocked on YouTube for some time.
Yeah,
Really?
probably.
It will be like the forest in the beginning. Had problems because the cannibals were that bloody and the female cannibals showed their upper parts to be like discreet a bit.
Yeah, but you
Till
can't.
this day, like,
It's
huh?
hard. It's hard
What?
to edit that though.
What is hard to edit that?
To say like you have to edit out all the boobs in the
No, no, no,
forest.
no, no.
Oh shit, your quality's
It's
going
okay.
away.
Like in the beginning, Steam had YouTube had problems with that, but then for that game.
Okay, you just completely
Wow,
cut out from that. Didn't hear anything.
me?
Yes.
Oh, can you
Okay.
hear me
Okay. Now
now?
you're good. Okay. Fine.
It's like
I think it's the
Area
traffic.
51, Area 51.
I heard all of it. That was fine. Uh,
Yeah, it's all over the place.
well, Maze just
It's
went to
really
shit.
good.
Oh, the
Oh,
graphics. Those graphics, though, on
They're
Steam.
really good. I tell you, it's like one of the games that are attracting me the most. The demons look awesome. I
I
can't.
love the name of the studio. Mad Mind Studio.
That's a nice one.
I think I might just pull some inspiration from one of these.
Ah,
Yeah, you've cut out from me there.
I
yeah, it's the demons. The demons look the coolest.
I just said that I was gonna probably pull some inspiration from Star.
Happened again.
From Saw.
Inspiration is not allowed on Discord. It's been blacklisted.
On Discord.
Uh,
Can't be
Today,
inspired.
Discord is kind of buggy. It's like we want to record a podcast once in a while, then it's like that buggy. It's like Discord wants to does trolls.
This won't happen when we make the voice and video server, which is what we're also going to be trying to do for the Sabous network. So basically,
Exactly.
we can avoid this. We'll just have pretty good speed.
Cypher,
Yes.
how long are we going on for?
Let's see. How long have we gone on so far? We've gone for about 30 minutes.
Still 30 minutes to go.
Well, it doesn't have
What?
to, but
Seriously?
No, we can cut it short, but
No, no, no. I actually wanted it to. Oh yeah, right. We had the editing problems in the beginning. I
yes.
forgot. Okay. Well, we were always moving to the game kind. We've moved from like an alien game to hell. What
Yes.
is your like? What is your belief? What do you believe in something?
Me?
Like religiously?
Anything? Just do you believe in like fate, or do you believe in religion? Is there something you believe in?
Uh, for me, in a way, there is something that I believe in, but well, Cypher and I have been having a conversation about it.
Yeah. So basically, I'm a little too skeptical. I basically believe that there is death, and I pretty much don't. I'm as atheist as it gets. I don't believe that there's a God. I believe that you die. I believe you have to take advantage of what you have in life, and by knowing how what is it? I want to say privilege, but SJWs will go after me for that. That you're privileged to basically have life and be on this planet and be in such a good position compared to all the other life on this planet. You should be grateful that you have this and you're not, an ant or something. That you can actually understand and be conscious and have values compared to anything else that we know.
Wow,
That was so good that
interesting.
the quality went down for a second.
Oh
No,
god.
I understood everything, but that is so interesting. But I think like cutting onto like religion and belief now that I've like that I've thought about it is like probably a theme for like a whole nother series of podcasts.
No, we could probably have a
Yeah, it
podcast
is.
just about religion. I could definitely do
Yeah,
that.
we could have one. We actually wanted to like just to plan for everyone to know to make about mythology at some point in the future.
Whoa, you just got out for
Yeah.
me a
just for
lot.
the just for the viewers, comment in the video and just put a bunch of topics that you want to talk about or want us to talk about on the channel, and we'll basically put them into the podcast.
Exactly.
But religion, okay, I understand that religion people have to believe in stuff, and it's a comfort thing, and people are all messed up and they can't face death. But I just think it's just so obvious. You don't need to put.
Hey, thanks for punching me in the gut.
No, it's stupid. Sorry. It's just I don't I feel like
Yeah, thanks.
I feel like you
Thanks.
don't need anything spiritual. I feel like you can live your life, have the same values without any religion.
The thing is, I need some sort of religion in order to be at peace with the fact that I will someday die.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying is that it's a
That
comfort
there's
thing.
that there is something beyond life here, just to keep myself sane. Because every time I think about dying and it being the end and that there's nothing, I just start to panic.
I think that people are way too like trying to be conscious about death in general. Like
Yeah,
let's
I
be
think that's a thing.
I th- I think the problem is like the point is we have like we're living in a society where death is almost casual. People die from car accidents, from general accidents, they fall off shit. That's just they even some people get killed and some people kill people either like in like for themselves, for money, whatever. Like we are in such a society where death isn't even like something that is like it is forbidden, but it's not like or killing someone is forbidden, but it's like we're living in a society where it's like people are actually creeped out by death and they're actually trying to be conscious about it, yet it's so casual.
I think the reason why people are creeped out by death is because they are fearful didn't fulfill their purpose. People are always looking for a purpose.
I think
Same
it's
same with me.
yeah. I think it's the same thing that it's always been is the lack of understanding of death, what happens after, and I think it's more simple than people give it credit.
People
It's
people don't like not knowing what is going to happen.
no, I mean that's why they invented, the spirit. There's spirit in everyone's body. You can't detect it, but it's there, which doesn't help the thing. So, and basically saying, when you die, you're going to heaven, which is not a cloud anymore, is now it's space. And now just
I
say,
have I have a religion thing that I believe in.
What the hell?
Huh?
Things just cut out for me. I can hear
It's not a good day for Discord.
the audio kickback.
Sorry, Discord just keeps derping out.
No, in my case, it was my audio cable because my headset cable is kind of not my headset cable, but I have like a cable that is like attached to my cable, so the cable is longer, and
Hmm.
that cable is like a bit broken.
Ah,
Yeah. Well, what? Okay, I'll just finish my idea.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't think it's that special. The life, basically, the activity in your body just shuts down, and then that's pretty much it. Which means that your body goes through a type of it gives you a ton of adrenaline, more adrenaline than that you've ever experienced in your life because it's bracing your body for death. I remember that there's
yeah. Well,
this.
your body doesn't want to die.
Well, no, your body goes into a state of shock to calm you down, and
Yeah.
like the best experiment I've ever heard of this was when there was a time of the guillotine. A guy cut off another guy's head, and the guy remained conscious for 30 seconds.
Mhm.
And he could tell just by in his eyes uh, how dilated they were, that he knew that his body was going through extreme, uh, basically calming the body down and trying to disorient it, make the brain feel like it's in a dream to basically prepare it for death. But after that, it's just calm. There's no activity. It's the same thing with any other animal you come across.
What do you think the best way of dying is?
Overdose.
Not
Um,
suicide, you tit.
Overdose.
Not suicide.
the best way of dying in terms of like if I'm like
When
an
you're
old
old.
okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
I
I
think
think
before death, like if you know that you have a sickness, if you're old and you know you have a sickness, I think the best thing is like do what probably most people already do at the this point is like actually yeah, kind of try to make most of what you have, like what you still have left. Kind of
Uh,
just
my
yeah.
question was actually more in like way you die. I would say dying in your sleep. That's the most peaceful way to go.
Well,
well, not everyone
well
has
the
that
problem
luck.
is
No,
no.
I
I don't
know.
say that, but I say that probably you no. I think the point is how exactly do you die? Like some old people die because of like suffocation because they can't like swallow properly anymore. They have
Hmm.
like fake teeth which don't allow them to like produce saliva in the way, so they just choke on it and while they sleep. That's also not good because you kind of have the feeling like you're drowning.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
also not good. Like choking to death in your dream is also not good. I think the thing that you mean is just like from old sickness and just being like
Just
you
old
can just
age.
yeah. I think for every person like in the world that is like the thing that they would choose as the best option. Like for most people, it probably is.
I mean, I'm totally in favor of assisted suicide, which is what
That's in
some.
Belgium, and it's not called assisted suicide. It's called euthanasia.
Well, I all I know is that like that's what a
I'm
lot of.
sorry, but I am very subject
You're very what on the subject.
passionate.
Yeah, I just think that there is a point when you get to an age where you're like, this is fucked. I'm struggling. This is not. I'm not enjoying my life anymore, and I
Hmm.
totally understand the whole signing out, where people don't
Yes,
want
and
to do
you're
anymore.
allowed to do that here.
I remember for the longest time in the United States, you couldn't do that. They
I
did.
keep cutting out.
Yes,
We
Discord
all
cancer.
we all keep cutting out.
Yeah, I can tell how my thingy responds to sound.
Yeah, it keeps going from orange to green.
Yeah.
Your
Very.
thingy responds to sound.
Yeah, well, if you talk, then it lights up green.
Yeah, I know.
No, the thing about euthanasia here is that we did fight for it a lot here in Belgium, and I am Well, I'm convinced of the idea that, well, why not? Why not help someone who is struggling and is done, just done with everything?
I just think it's a human
Um,
right to take your own life, you know?
yeah, me too. Like, I think the problem with in Germany that most people have is like Germany basically just says like, hey, um, everyone has the right to live, but if they don't want to live anymore, that is technically just their right to also not want to live anymore. Someone they have to live. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I think a good
Yeah,
episode
and
that
there's also this,
sorry.
yeah, there's this thing that we have here in Belgium is when your mental state isn't all that good, like when you are deeply depressed, you have to be in therapy for about a year. And if no way of therapy helps you, you are allowed to ask for euthanasia,
Oh, that's
and they
terrible.
will give it to you.
You had to go through therapy to get through that? Fuck.
Yes, but it is also for, well, because many people just have a phase of depression
Oh, I guess I can
or
understand that.
and they don't fluctuate as much as, for instance, I do. I fluctuate a lot, and then I'm not, and then I'm whole upbeat and everything, and then I'm depressed again. But my depression never lasts longer than a few weeks, maybe. But I'll manage. So I would not qualify for euthanasia, for example.
But the thing that I think is a problem in most countries is like there are some people that, and I think that's a horrible thing because I've known a guy like that. That is what he was actually a pretty smart guy, and then he car accident, and just like as he turned like 20 to 24 or something, he had a car accident, and he basically since then like he can't move at all. Like he can't even move his head
Ah,
properly. He's like all that is working is his brains and his eyes and his mouth. That's all
So
that's
he's,
working.
I think
that's
he's
just shitty.
Like
that.
he is totally like in the phase of that, and like even like his parents that I've also known are like they wanted the doctors to switch off the machines that kept him alive, and they were like, no, we can't do that because he has the right to live, and that is a law and it would be
Okay, but
illegal.
fuck.
So they had to
Yeah.
keep him for 5 years, and they're still not done. It's like 2 years past now, I think, for 5 years, and his father had passed away too. For 5 years, they still like in 2 3 years onwards,
Hmm.
they still need to keep him on the machines until like they're allowed to be turned off.
Oh,
That's
come
just
on.
shitty.
I,
Yeah,
What I
I,
because
I
what
think that
I
it goes from
think.
the right to life to just, we're gonna make you suffer.
I no, I think that of course the person can't talk properly and can't think properly, but still, I think in the deepest heart, when you look into those eyes, into those blank, dead-looking eyes, I think the person in deeply is suffering.
They
And
are
for
because they
and
can't do anything.
the other problem I had is like his dad once asked me to go there and actually like to actually talk to him and like to then play some music because he was actually like playing the piano and I'm playing the violin, and he said like, could you please play the violin for him? And the thing is, after like when I got done playing, um he like he could actually move his lips, and he moved his lips a bit, and after that he just cried. Like after that, just tears were flowing, like some tears were
Okay,
just
then
moving
that's
down his
really
face.
inhumane.
Yeah, and I was like, he is mentally dead. I could see in his eyes that he didn't want this anymore. And I knew that this human, like, he wasn't one of these humans that don't care anymore because their brain activity isn't there. His brain activity was there. He was just like yeah, there. Like he was all just almost dead.
Hmm.
So I was like,
What I think is the problem with the countries is that too many countries see euthanasia as killing someone, which in well, if you look at it in a very broad spectrum, yes,
It's like, for
it is indeed.
example, a good example is, let's say you're driving, it's really dark, and you hit an animal, and they aren't entirely dead, but then you throw in the excuse, well, it has the right to live. But you can see that like
But you
half of
know
it,
that that's not gonna
but you
work.
can see that half of the body is like mangled, and it's like
Or
that
twitching.
thing isn't gonna live. Clearly, that thing is gonna die pretty soon. But right now, it's suffering. What is the right thing to do?
So
Leave it? Try
so
to
what do we do?
die? I would fucking kill it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
no, I actually had like the experience of like someone like actually when we were like once driving like to my grandparents' house, and they're like how many kilometers are those, like 10, 20 kilometers, and when we were going, or like more, I don't know, I'm bad with meters and so on, and um basically we were going there, and on the way like someone was actually did like hit a how are the young deers called again? Bambi's.
um,
The Bambies.
just call them Bambis.
Yeah.
Bambies,
He
yeah.
ba- he basically hit one of those, and then like you could just see the whole body twitching. It was just like almost dead. And then my dad also decided to slit its throat just to like to let it not having to go through that. And the
Yes,
guy
I mean
didn't
I'm
want to
totally.
kill it because he was like, this, you can still save it, but you couldn't.
Hmm.
No, I mean there is a point where you see like, wow, that is really fucked. That is, I don't think that thing
Like
is gonna survive after this,
an
or at least
advice.
it's not gonna enjoy its life with the level of pain it's already going through, and how bad it got hit. You're like, okay, so it's clearly suffering. It's it's convulsing. It's you don't you have to kill it.
An advice I would say to people that be in that situation could be like, if you can, end the life of that animal, because it's like it's dead already. It's just inhumane to let it live. And what we also did is just go somewhere, get some tools, and just bury the animal so it can be decomposed normally. It's just not laying around. You're not bothering anybody with it, and the animal can like just go on with the life of animal.
I mean,
Because like
I've had
it's,
pets.
I
I
think
sorry.
nature has come to its end with cars. Like nature didn't plan for cars to be there. And I think when you have cars that are hitting animals, that is not natural. That is like something that is not in the natural life and death cycle of like a Bambi or something. It's just not. So
Yeah,
I think it's just the rightful thing that you could do is just as bad as you can say, kill it or just end the suffering. I would more say end the suffering of that animal
You know,
rather
I
than.
I
yeah.
actually follow called Wildlife Aid, and they oftentimes have to kill the Bambies.
Yeah,
Sadly, they actually shoot them twice in the head because it's the humane thing to do.
I strongly agree with that. Of course, I've had pets my entire life. Like I've always had
Yeah,
literally around 6 pets in my household. Like so, a lot of animals. And the biggest thing when you have a pet is you have to know that they can't die a certain way. They always have to die the main way that you've planned on them dying. Because even when I get a puppy, even when I get a little kitten, I know that they will eventually die, and my responsibility is to make sure that they do not die in any way that they suffer.
yeah, that's what I had to do with my dog. I told you about that back in the day.
Yeah, like the only like of course the worst thing is that my favorite dog died in the way that you shouldn't. A, a pet should never die that way, and he got hit by a car, and
Yes,
he like
yes.
was internally bleeding, and I think his neck got messed up. Like he suffered basically, but luckily he died in like a matter of like 5 minutes. So that was at least that happened, but the fact that he was still suffering for 5 minutes is like that shouldn't have happened. He should have been injected. He should have slowly died. He shouldn't have like died like that.
Yeah, my girl got injected with the stuff they use to euthanize pets.
It's
She did respond very strange.
hmm?
She did respond very strange to the first syringe. She started hallucinating and then started crying out, and I just lost it.
Yeah, that happened to some of my dogs. I've done that to my dogs, and it's just the easiest way to do it. Like my oldest dog, something similar happened where it started to cry and it started to hallucinate, and then it slowly,
Uh-huh.
died. Which I still
Yeah.
think is the best way.
Why are we like? Why is this getting so much more depressive? This
No,
I
podcast
because
is
don't
just
know.
it
just
goes
going way
anywhere.
down the hill.
Really,
Yeah,
But
but
death is a
these
part of
are
it.
topics that should be talked about.
yeah, they no, they clearly they should.
I
Um,
mean, so many people try to censor this kind of stuff, and just because their feelings get hurt or they feel panic or whatever, we shouldn't allow that. We need to talk about everything. Nothing should be censored.
And
yeah,
that would
that's
be a
also
perfect thing to
one
talk
thing that
about
we're like.
the Sabous network, which is that it will not be censored at all. It's for all platforms.
Hold on, Sabbath will have censorship on certain topics that do not belong in society.
Well, yes and no. It really depends, but really, it's a free platform for most topics.
It is, but we're not gonna allow a bunch of pedos to
Of course, yeah.
exploit kiddos on here.
Okay, so stuff like pedos and that kind of stuff, or anything that is like dark web, uh, legit, then yeah, that kind of shit isn't allowed, of course.
I swear to God, if I find ever so much as one pedophile on here, I will have their dick.
Okay, so that will be
I'll chop it
edited
off.
most likely. We have scared every male on the channel, and we have a duck.
There was a duck.
Can we hear that duck again? There we go.
Awesome.
The duck has approved, and the cow has
Can
approved.
you ask for the duck again?
What?
Can you ask for the duck again?
Ask for the duck again.
Please do it, man.
Oh shit.
I
Oh,
just had
cool.
to do that.
Oh no, you have that on the soundboard. How about
For now
no?
on the soundboard we have chicken, duck, cow, explosion, a glass explosion, an energy explosion, yes. Like the guy screaming yes.
Yes.
The guy screaming like the I can't describe it. The guy, like the guy that's just screaming, wait, the cowboy.
Oh no.
Ah, that guy from the
And
song.
and how about no?
Yeah, we need to get a soundboard in this
I
podcast.
actually watched the entire clip where that guy came from.
I too did too, but I don't think the song is that fitting to the
It's
guy.
difficult.
No, it's not.
The guy is just like placed in there like, we need something like different in the song. It's like a
Just
pretty emotional song, more or less, like a pretty like chill song. And then they said like, okay, we gotta put something like really just interesting in there. Let's just have a random guy screaming.
I know what we're missing. We're missing a guy with a cowboy hat in the sky screaming. "Ha!"
Yes,
Ah,
exactly.
Wait,
best
can you
editors ever.
marketing? Do we have
And you cut
Do we
out.
have what now?
that screaming
Would that be considered marketing?
ah, I can't do the voices. Shit.
Okay, so we're at 53 minutes.
That's pretty good.
That turned. I
But
let's say
then we
we're
then we
gonna
come
make.
to a conclusion actually.
Yeah. What did we talk about?
Okay, so conclusion: death is inevitable. Fuck Jesus. What else?
No, not fuck Jesus.
Calm your tits, would ya?
Don't listen to him. People have your
Area
own like
51 has
thinking.
censored everything.
Okay, people, if you are religious or anything, we do not hate you. I will most likely welcome you all. Cypher might be a dick
We
about
are
it.
not anti-Semites, I assure you.
We are not. I am the religious one in here. And they like me, so.
I am the skeptical
Wait,
one that doesn't
who
believe
said
everything.
anyone likes you here?
I said, I'm a woman, I'm always right.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is where
That's like every woman is always liked. That's good.
Every woman is always light.
That's what she said.
I'm not light. I'm not light. I'm not light at all.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
So fitting.
It did fit.
Oh, it did fit very
There was
nicely.
no pun there.
But
Oh,
still,
I'm
I
done.
am a woman, therefore I am right.
Okay, so therefore, conclusion.
I'm sorry for you too.
Eh.
Nah. Okay. Before this is escalated.
Conclusion. Conclusions, please.
Community love.
Community love.
What?
Okay, so what is the conclusion?
Um, we're gonna make this thing every week from now on.
Or at least try to do it every week.
Yeah. We're gonna don't well, if one person isn't there or two people, we're always gonna make a video at least where we say that it's not happening that week, but you're always gonna get a video where you're gonna get an
I'll
explanation.
just be me doing a podcast talking to myself.
Well, if you're into that.
Oh, do you know the sad violin that goes like
I always think of the
exactly.
SpongeBob one,
Wow, I didn't know you had that much of a singing voice.
What do I have?
a
A
singing voice.
singing voice.
Yeah, I do sing a bit.
That that didn't sound as bad. Like if I would go like in those high tones, that's why I didn't do it. I
I'm
would
a
have
woman.
like
I can do certain high notes. That sounds like a dice.
exactly. I knew that.
Yeah, people don't understand my singing when it comes to death metal.
Yeah, well.
Like, why are you screaming?
How can you not know that that is singing culture? Why?
Okay, so we are going to be stopping the video because we've pretty much got to an hour. Shooting the shit, that is what this podcast was about. Basically, random topics that either should or shouldn't be discussed.
Just
And
some rambling.
basically
Yeah,
rambling. It's a casual podcast.
yeah.
So far we've
Next
talked
time we're
about,
gonna have like a schedule,
yeah.
actually,
So far
like
we've
Yeah.
talked about
organized.
Area 51. We've talked about how Discord has
Aliens.
been acting up today. We've also talked
Belief,
about aliens and
belief,
belief,
our network.
our network,
Euthanasia.
euthanasia,
Yeah,
And how I am always right because
animals.
animals.
Well,
eh,
not really animals, more like death and that death of animals.
Well, I still think that death was an important
In
topic.
terms of
it is.
yeah,
So
it
we
is.
will be doing another video next week. So hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I am CypherOX.
Also, if you're interested, yeah. Also, if you're interested, you can watch the Spanish slash Catalan or German one when it's out.
It'll come out
No, you
eventually,
can
but
our outro.
yeah, everyone is super busy right now, so we'll see when that happens.
Yeah. Go on. You are CypherOX.
Okay, I am CypherOX. This is the Sabous team, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.